Good morning, my name is Lorrie. Welcome to my channel, We Are Quilters. Today I would like to wish you a happy 4th because that is when I am filming this episode. It is a crazy place to be here. There are boats and motorcycles and cars, so I apologize ahead of time for any sound interruptions we might have. But happy 4th of July. Glad everybody is out here and enjoying the beautiful weather so far. I have only a few topics to blab about today. First of all, I would like to show you my new to-do board. That doesn't mean everything will get done, but I bought a new to-do board and I figure I could list things and then cross them off so I could feel like I was accomplishing things. I already have a calendar so I can keep track of what shows are being done when, and I also have a list. These are huge sticky notes that I cross them off as I do them, so I keep on track. So, new to-do board. I need to add more things to this. I did make my West Virginia quilter press, or West Virginia Quilters Moonshine, if you will. It makes a lot. I shared some with the neighbor. It is pretty good stuff. I don't drink vodka, so that's the best use for vodka I could come up with. I was rooting around when we were last in West Virginia, and I found some things to bring with me to add to my rulers that I have here at the cabin. I found two kinds of grippers. I found the ones by Dritz, which are a little thicker, and I found some by Dollar Tree. Now, I don't know if these are still available or not. So these ones are from Dollar Tree are thinner, but sometimes that works to your advantage. The thinner, they still grip just the same. You can also, something is jagging my leg. Oh, an acorn hull that a squirrel put on my chair. You can also buy the gripper sheets that cover the whole back of your ruler, and I have those on like the slicer dicer rulers, the ones with all the grooves. They work pretty well on those because as you cut the grooves, then it holds the whole thing no matter what part of the ruler you are using. So those kind of things are good to add. There's also sandpaper feet that is a little disc if you need just a little something to hold it on there. I did this week get my fabric semi-organized. I went from this disastrous mess to a smaller cart with more organized baskets, but there's still some fabric that's not in those baskets, but it does look a little bit better. Now I need to hang some quilts on that fabulous quilt rack that my friend got me for my birthday. I was working on the ruched flowers. I have decided those are going to become flower centers, and I am going to use the petal maker to turn those into bigger flowers. I have also made an executive decision about this beautiful flower quilt. It is not going to get any bigger than the borders with the 3D flowers sewn on. It is just going to get lots and lots more embellishment all around in the center and out around the edges, because that embellishment series is coming up after next Monday. Monday is the last of the applique shows, and then we are moving on to embellishments. That'll be an easy summer series to tape, and you'll have plenty of time to go outside and play. So that is what I am doing with the flower quilt. I also, as I was looking around for topics for today, because I have holiday on the brain, I came across this box of Peaky and Spike and Friends rulers that I bought, probably 3 or 4 years ago for $1. And I recognized Doreen Speckman on there. I remember watching her on Alex Anderson's show on HGTV Simply Quilts. And she was very laid back and she was funny. So I bought this ruler set for $1. And it has the papers in it. It shows the quilt that's on the box. It has a diagram. It also shows several block examples. Now, this was made in 1990. This is the copyright on all the pages. So the rulers didn't have any lines on them. They weren't even labeled. You had to go through and figure out which ones were A, B, C. So I did that with a Sharpie, and I figured out what size blocks there were in the sample pages that came with it. She was the queen of that shape that we did that was 2.5 inches with the Build-A-Block stars. The last 2 Build-A-Block stars, she was the queen of that shape. She called that Peaky and Spike. Unfortunately, Doreen Speckman passed away from a heart attack at the age of 48 in 1999, probably at the height of her popularity. She was on a cruise, and it was a shock to the quilting world. But 20 years later, 2015, or almost 20 years later, 2015, somebody found her quilts in storage, and Iowa, let me look down here at my notes, the Iowa Quilt Museum did a tribute to show with her quilts. So that might be something to check out online. It said that their images might be copyrighted, so I did not want to risk infringing on copyright. But check that out. They are beautiful. And she also did a book called Pattern Play back in 1983 that she was pretty amazing. She was definitely not quilt police. She made everyone feel like they could make fancy schmancy beautiful quilts no matter what. And she was funny. Seriously funny. So check that out. Enjoy any fancy pictures you can find of her quilts. Absolutely beautiful. And anybody can make those. It just takes a little bit of time and effort and planning. Last thing, and this is where I need to go get busy. I have promised to replace a zipper in a windbreaker for a friend, and you know, the hardest part of doing that kind of repair is very carefully using the seam ripper to pull it out. Well, I've got lots of practice using the seam ripper. At one point in my life, I would have just gone, no, I can't do that. But since I've gotten better with the seam ripper, because I make lots of mistakes, and at one point I would have said, done with that project. But a good seam ripper makes all the difference in the world, so I need to go get started while the lake is so busy and there are so many people here enjoying the 4th of July. Tonight should be a crazy firework kind of night, even though our fireworks here aren't officially until Saturday evening. So have a good weekend. See you on Monday for the last applique technique. Bye.